Hi, it's KGMJAM with another episode of Old School Runescape Hardcore Iron Man Edition. And I am currently in the middle of a quest. Everybody's pretty much, tries to tell you, you got to do quests, you got to do quests. And I'm one of those people who uh, stayed away from it. I've done like 9 quests in the month I've been playing. And I am starting to realize that, of course, they're right. But that's how you get some items that you really need. But I've really been enjoying just grinding. Like mining's what I've been working on, as you all know. So I'm up to 54. That's my highest level on any of the abilities. And so I woke up today and I decided I'm gonna work on some quests. And the one I'm working on right now is Death Plateau. It's the problem is I just didn't have any. I wasn't prepared for it, and when I got to it, it's right up here, I believe. Let's see. It's up here in Berthorpe, if I'm saying that right. And like a lot of things you find out when you're just, just playing along and not really, uh, you find out the hard way. But I can't get into the bank here. I need to get in the bank because I never carry money on me, which I need that extra slot. I'm a hardcore Iron Man, so slots are very important to us. And then the food store. I need to get 10 loaves and 10 trout for this guy right here. And if you haven't done the quest yet, that's going to be a spoiler alert. But anyway, so I'm the closest food store, and I haven't perfected teleportation yet. I got the one teleportation thing that gets me back to Lumbridge, which I use quite often because this is kind of like my home base. Because that's where you start out at in the game. And so I walk and run everywhere. But here's a bank over here in Varrock, but the other thing is the food store. So there's the food store right there. That's where I got to go. And I imagine I could catch the trout fishing, but I don't think I'm high enough level. So I'm just going to go buy it. The guy wants the 10 trout and the 10 loaves of bread for an exchange of giving me some information for the quest. So let's walk over there, and a viewer pointed out to me that you don't wear your armor and you can get a lot more out of the running, which makes sense. But when I'm traveling around, especially in new places, I like to be armored up and ready to go. I changed my weapon from a battle axe to a scimitar. Okay, and it does do a lot better. The battle axe actually does more damage, I think, but the scimitar is a lot faster. So I went and bought that over there in Al-Kharid from the scimitar shop. I think it was like 1,000 gold pieces. And because I'm sitting on 30,000, I feel like I'm, got it made. All right, so I'm at the bank, and the food shop was right next to it somewhere. So oh, I actually passed it. Okay. So let's head back over there. And I don't even know if they're going to have what I need. Yeah, see here I need a, that's what I mean. You find out the hard way. You need a cooking level 32 to come in here. So that means, let's see what I'm at 26 right now, so it would take me a little while to do that. So, there's a bank right there too. But there's no way for me to get in. All right, so I got to find another food shop. So let's go and it looks like there's actually one in Al Kharid. I was just there too, but I didn't know I needed the food at that point. So probably the best thing to do, yeah, I don't think that's a guild of any kind, so I think I can get in there pretty easy. All right, so let's just teleport back to Lumbridge, and then I'll have to walk back. Yeah, as you can tell, I've totally neglected my magic using. There's so much to do, and I just got I don't want to say bogged down, but just was enjoying the mining so much that that's all I've stuck to. So let's go ahead and do that. And like I said, I might get there and won't even be able to. And there he goes. And that spell puts you right back. And now you got 30 minutes. Well, it says 21 minutes there, but it's 30. Oh no, 29. Okay, so that's a 30-minute cooldown period before you can use it again. So just keep that in mind if you're using that. If you're new, I'm also a newbie. Like I said, I've only been playing this for a month, so my videos are pretty much for new people and the entertainment of the older people, because there's people who've been playing this game for over 20 years. And I want to shout out Griswold 2004 Scape. He left me a comment last night, and he's a 20-year player. Okay, think about that. 20 years playing the same game. And I responded to him, and because I didn't really think about it, but I was trying to like, what has this game got its hooks into me for? And I'll tell you, it dawned on me, because when I started the game up and started to play it, it reminded me of the way I felt when I used to open up Zelda on Nintendo way back in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, whatever year that was. And I haven't felt that way about a game. Now, I play Skyrim, I play Farming Simulator. Those are the type of games I'm into at my age. And I've been playing those for, 10, 12 years. But as much as I enjoy playing them, this game brings you back to that type of, and you have to have been through it to understand it. Okay. Probably a very young person would just, not know what the hell I'm talking about. But then I also commented that when I got done playing Zelda, when I finished it, I remember that disappointment, like it's done. There's, damn. So at that point, you either played it again or did something else, because there was no other games that, at that level of a game. And I remember thinking to myself, I hope they just make, yeah, you got to pay $10 to get in. There's no way around it unless you tell it. Well, actually, you can go through the north for free, but I'm not going to walk up there. So I'll just pay the toll and go through. I got 100, so I can run now. And I remember if they could just make some more, you know, I wasn't wanting them to change it. I wasn't wanting them to improve it. Just give me more of the stuff that, you know, I like, that we like. And that's what this game has done. And when they went back to the 2000, you know, I've been watching videos on the history. And when they went back and put this and reinstalled it, I think they stumbled upon something that a lot of gamers, developers have not had a clue. They always, I don't know, maybe it's because of the pressure from the corporations and the people, you know, investing in it. I don't know, but they always, you got to build bigger and better. And that wasn't always, and still to this day, that's not a good formula. The formula to me, and again, I'm talking from no experience other than playing the games. I'm not a developer or investor or anything. But it's if you got something working, don't fix it or change it. Just add to it and then take care of the fans that are there. And you could have a very lucrative 2, 3, 5 decade business. You know, I can't imagine once you get these games up and running what the cost is to keep them running. I know there's the servers are probably the most expensive, and then salaries. But and again, I might be totally off about this, and I apologize to the team. But maybe once you get it up, and I'm not talking about Jack's team because they've seemed to, you know, figure it out by bringing this game back and keeping it going. But even if it's a skeleton crew, just to keep, you know, anything that pops up to fix, and maybe you don't even need a full-time guy. You can have a Roman guy who goes from game to game when it gets really bad. But you know, how much does it cost to keep it going? You figure that out and you do it. You know what I'm saying? But just keep making more of what it already is. I guess I don't know if I'm making any sense there. Okay, let's go and where's the food shop here? I'm in the wrong one. Go to the next one. Now I try to do as much as I can myself, and then you got the wiki right here. You can always look up. I use well, here on my Windows I use Edge, but I use also Gemini. But all they're doing is accessing wiki anyway. So you got plenty of ways to find things out. And then, of course, there's YouTube and all the videos. All right, see, now he's only going to sell. All he's going to sell is, even though it's a food shop, only 1 gold. But he doesn't want that. So this is what goes on is when you're doing it yourself. You're trying to figure it out, and you just keep stumbling into things that you can't do it. Well, hold on. There's cabbage. Now, if you can find a something like this, you see how that's highlighted? That means it's for you can take it. Okay, even a hardcore Iron Man because it's not dropped by another character. So, but if you you take it, it will keep respawning. So like this cabbage, if I took it and I waited a few minutes, I could get more cabbage. So I am back to the drawing board on a food shop because that guy only sells kebabs. So here's a situation where I'm going to use my cell phone here, and I'm going to try to find. I might be high enough level to fish for it. If that's the case, where can you buy bread or steal it in OSRS? OSRS. All right, so Gemini says Oh, it's in general. It's in general stores. Okay, well, let's go to the general store. And let's see. There's one right over there. So let's go over there and just buy it from that. But the last few days, I've been hanging out in Al Kharid doing the mining pit. And I'm going to go show you. You're going to make up your own systems. Okay. Can I help you at all? What are you selling? And he's got no bread. And definitely no trout. I'm wondering if I got to go still it, but then am I high enough level? See how everything ties together? So this quest has already got me wanting to, raise my what was it, cooking. I might just go do that. So which means I'll need to go kill what gives me meat. Probably go back and kill some cows or some, and then you cook it and then you get experience for that. Okay. It's saying there's a specific food shop, so let's go. I don't see a specific. I don't even see a fish shop. Yeah, there is right there. And there's one nowhere around. Okay, let me check this. What level do you have to be to fish for trout in OSRS? Level 20. But in order to do that, I got to get a fly fishing rod and feathers. I don't even have that. So what level am I? I don't think I'm. All right, let's back out of here. I'm only level 4, so I got a way to go. I need to work on that. I absolutely need to work on that. All right. Well, let me go show you something, and then I'm going to get out of this shop here, and let's run over to the mines. I'm going to show you something that I set up, which you'll find yourself doing. And now this is all because of a quest. All this running around, and if you do it, I'm realizing it's very beneficial. Okay. But if you want to grind to get your abilities up, like what I've been doing for the last few days is I'm working on my smithing and mining because I want to join the mining guild so bad. But I got to be 60th level. So I got 6 more levels. It's going to be a grind. But anyway, over here in Al Kharid, if you're higher than 28th level, you got to be 29th level or higher, the scorpions won't attack you, and you're also strong enough to pretty much by that take care of them if they do. But they won't bother you. See, I can go walk right up to them. They won't bother me. But you got gold here. You got the iron, and I'm working on iron and gold, or iron and coal. They got silver, so pretty much this is a good mining pit. Okay, but here's what else they got in it. See that uncut stuff? Now I can't pick that up probably. See how it's not highlighted? You're an Iron Man, so you can't take items that other players have dropped. Why would a player leave all that stuff there? Because they were just AFK and they were just trying to get levels. They don't care about the items. So what they do is they just sit here and go boom, 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 boom in a circle. So you can do that here. And this particular one's iron. Whenever you got a 3 setup here there because of the ticks, I think it's 6 ticks per one. You can just keep going in a circle. But anyway, look at this. So while you're down here, you can get the air ruin because they respawn. You can get your coal right there, or whatever rock it is you want to get mine, and you can fight. So you can sit here all day and just work on 5 different ability levels. Like right now I'm working on that. It'd be strength. And there you go. And just rinse and repeat. And then by the time I do the rocks, these respawn and I stock up on that, and bam bam. You're just, you're just going to town on that. So, all right, I know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to work on my fishing. No, I'm going to work on my cooking, because as soon as I get the 32nd level, then I will run over, buy the bread. If there's even bread in that shop, I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Love to hear from you, and play on. Talk to you later. Bye.